10 responses to the phrase, man up. 1. Screw you. 2. If you want to question my masculinity like some schoolyard circle of curses, like a sword fight with lightsaber erections, save your breath. Because contrary to what you may believe, not every problem can be solved by growing a pair. You cannot arm wrestle your way out of clinical depression. The CEO of the company that just laid you off doesn't care how much you bench. And I promise you, there isn't a light beer full-bodied enough to make you love yourself. Too often today, boys are afraid to express their emotions and talk about their passions at the risk of being called gay. To be a real man, you must have a lot of muscle, a lot of chicks, and a big old trunk. It's time we redefine what it means to be a man. With the poems 10 Responses to the Phrase Man Up by Kyle Tranmere and Beautiful Man by Christopher Michael, the prose Oliver Button is a Sissy by Tommy De Paola, and the drama The Mask You Live In by Jennifer Newsom. Beautiful Man. A program.
Oliver Button was called a sissy. He didn't like to do things boys are supposed to do. Instead, he liked to walk in the woods and play jump rope. He liked to read books and draw pictures. He even liked to play with paper dolls. And Oliver Button liked to play dress-up. He would go up to the attic and put on costumes.
My earliest memory was my father bringing me down to my mother's basement, putting up his hands, and teaching me to throw jabs and punches. It was there he gave me those 3 words. Be a man. Stop with the tears. Stop with the emotions. If you're going to be a man in this world, you better learn how to dominate and control people and circumstances. Needless to say, that was a source of tremendous shame. I left that room with tears coming down from my eyes, just feeling I wasn't quite man enough. It moves me to see men do beautiful things while still being men. Oh, it marvels me to see men move with melodies while still maintaining their masculinity. There is strength in your dance, so don't be afraid to be a man. It's okay for you to be exactly what God created you to be. Don't be afraid to be men when expressing yourself through the power of verse. It was word that first gave birth to the universe. I once saw a boy command the stage and control the scene when he spit about being a queen. How if he could be, he would be a queen. The piece was powerful. I was floored because he was talking about being the most powerful piece on the chessboard. He honored women while never not being a man. His words are beautiful. 4. Of course! Why fight to remove our chains when we can simply compare their lengths? Why try to step outside of the box when the box has these badass flame decals on it, right? We men are cigarettes. Dangerous. And poisonous and stupid.
Oliver, said his papa, don't be such a sissy. Go out and play baseball, or football, or basketball. Any kind of ball.
But Oliver Button didn't want to play any kind of ball.
He didn't like to play ball because he wasn't very good at it. He struck out or dropped the ball or didn't run fast enough. And he was always the last to be picked for any team. Football became a tremendous place to hide. You can hide inside that helmet. You can hide behind those chest pads. You can hide behind the roar of the crowd. I thought that if I could project as hypermasculine, well, somehow that would validate who and what I was. And certainly my father would respect that. To see how powerful I was. How strong, how tough I was. And then give me the love and attention that I desperately wanted. So Mama and Papa sent Oliver Button to Miss Leia's dancing school. Oliver Button got a nice black shiny pair of tap shoes. And he practiced and practiced. Almost every day, the boys teased Oliver Button. But Oliver Button kept going to Miss Leia's dancing school every week. Then he would sing and dance and make believe that he was a movie star. 7. How many boys have to kill themselves before this nation acknowledges the problem? How many women have to be assaulted? How many trans people have to be murdered? We teach boys to wear the skin of a man, but we also teach them to raise that skin like a flag and draw blood for it. Beautiful, like a man who flatlines, preserving the lifeline of a fallen friend on the front line, is beautiful like a man who can braid, twist, lock, and cornrow the crown of his daughter's head is beautiful. Men, kiss your baby boys and tell him you love him. It is beautiful. Men, honor your women. It is beautiful. Praise your God in public and be beautiful. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you can't be beauty-filled, beauty-willed, and beauty-skilled. Man, let the world see you and stand and be a man. It is so damn beautiful. Many of us are operating from a place of tradition, of the way things have always been. We need to get men out of their heads and into their hearts. We need to give boys permission to cry. We need to redefine the strength of men, not as power over people, but as forces for justice. And justice means equality and fairness in working against violence. And we need more men who have the courage to stand up and speak out, even when that means taking a risk. To go into culture and say things that are going to make other men uncomfortable. That is true strength. 9, I want to be free to express myself. Man up! I want to have meaningful, emotional relationships with my brothers. Man up! I want to be weak sometimes. Man up! I want to be strong in a way that isn't about physical power or dominance. Man up! I want to ask for help. Man up! I want to be who I am! Man